The intolerant left strikes again. When two educators dared to question the gender policy of the district, like pronouns, sharing bathrooms and locker rooms, and doing it on their own time and off campus, they were terminated by the school district. Teacher Katie McMidart and assistant principal Rachel Sager, they join me now, along with Matthew Hoffman, legal counsel for the Alliance Defending Freedom, which is representing the dynamic duo in their lawsuit against Grants Pass School District 7 in Oregon. And also the Pacific Justice Institute is helping to defend their rights as well. We should mention that. So, Katie, to you first. First of all, just tell us what you did and why the school district suspended you and then fired you. And Rachel.
Yeah, so why we did this is that I think we can all agree that all children, including children that struggle with gender dysphoria, they deserve the best care that we can provide them. And that can only happen when our policies are aligned with reality and not harmful ideologies.
And that's the video, I believe, of on the screen there of you on your own website talking about this. And that, I guess, is partly what got you fired. Rachel, what was the community's reaction to, what you were trying to do, not only for the kids, but really for the parents? And that's the battle we're kind of constantly fighting these days, parents being denied their rights or being allowed to make decisions for their kids. I'm sure there were, plenty of kids and parents who were totally uncomfortable with, a boy being allowed to undress next to a girl in the gym locker room.
Yes, ultimately, our community was very supportive of what we had proposed and brought forward. It was just a small minority of very loud voices that pushed back against us. And that's what ultimately got us fired.
And that's always
the small minority.
Yeah, and that's always the case. And yet, for some reason, they constantly win on this. But, look, there's a school board, and there is a principal, and there is a school superintendent. They had to go along with this nonsense too, though, right?
They did, yes. And even on the school board, we had support from the school board. And there was, again, a minority that became a majority on the school board that ultimately fired us. But they were listening to a very small but very loud population, most of which actually didn't even come from our community, came from outside of our community. Our local community was very supportive of what we were doing.
Yeah, they don't listen to their local community. Matthew, Rachel and Katie lost their lawsuit against the Grants Pass School District in district court, but you filed an appeal in the Ninth Circuit. This is one quote: disagreement with a disfavored political stance or controversial viewpoint by itself is not a valid reason to curtail expression of that viewpoint at a public school. So tell us about the case, and do you expect a different verdict this time around? The Ninth Circuit is not fun to play with. They're pretty liberal on issues like this.
Yes, well, we filed the appeal, and we're expecting oral argument in the summer where we're going to present Rachel and Katie's case and show the court how the First Amendment has clearly stated, and courts have said over and over, that public educators can't be fired for talking about these important issues that impact their kids. And we believe that that message is a winning one, and we urge the court to reverse the lower court.
Are there other cases similar to this that have been adjudicated in federal courts?
Yes. Unfortunately, this is a common issue we're seeing across the country, that teachers are voicing their concern with kind of these radical gender identity policies, and they're losing their jobs because of it. It's an unfortunate nationwide trend. But again, that the law is clear that we should agree that teachers should be able to speak out on these issues and give their opinion based on their very informed views.
Rachel, what was the policy in the district that they got you on?
So actually, we ultimately spoke out against some state and federal guidelines that were potentially coming down, and we proposed, because we didn't have a policy in our district, a set policy that was approved by the school board. So we proposed a solution to our school district that we felt was loving, tolerant, and middle of the road in order to avoid the radical gender ideology that was coming down potentially from the state and federal level.
So in essence, if you talked on your own time or wrote on Facebook that you disagreed with something that happened in Washington, you would be violating that policy too?
Yes. So ultimately, after they put us on leave, they passed a completely different policy that restricted freedom of speech across the board. And yeah, if you spoke out even on which football team you felt was better, according to this new policy, you could potentially be fired for that.
Well, I won't ask you Oregon versus Oregon State then. I won't get you in trouble on that one. Katie, tell us about the organization you both started called I Resolve.
Yeah, so it's a grassroots movement that we proposed to be able to advocate for parental rights, to respect parental rights, and require their permission before socially transitioning a child's pronouns and names, and then also to protect the rights of all individuals to be able to speak in a manner consistent with their beliefs by being able to avoid using pronouns that are inconsistent with sex.
Boy, I hope you win this. Katie Meadart, Rachel Sager, and Matthew Hoffman, I appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate your courage to fight back. Go win this, all right?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.